gentle wind beckons through the leaves as autumn colors fall.
Somewhere lost in the clouded annals of history lies a place that few have seen. A mysterious place called the unknown.
It's October, and I kinda want to talk about Over the Garden Wall. Over the Garden Wall is a TV miniseries that was created by Patrick McHale in 2014. And it's a series that is actually kinda difficult for me to explain. I guess, really, the story of Over the Garden Wall is the story of the unknown. And it's the story of two brothers, Wirt and Greg, who've become lost in the unknown. And really, at its core, Over the Garden Wall is a fairy tale. It's a little fantastical and a little grim, and it has a strong moral center. It's even surprisingly dense. It does a lot with a little. Those are some things I really associate with fairy tales. And if I consider Over the Garden Wall to be a fairy tale, well, then it's definitely one of my favorite fairy tales of all time. I just really love Over the Garden Wall. It's charming, it's funny, it's clever, it's well written, it's well acted, it's beautifully animated and beautifully scored, and on top of all of that, it's full of these wonderful little characters, like Wirt and Greg and Beatrice the Bluebird and the Woodsman. And it's full of these wonderful little stories about things like the animal school and the Frogland Fairy. And it's full of these wonderful little moments like rock facts and Greg's frog that we never really learn much about. All of these things together make up Over the Garden Wall, and it just works so well. And there's this unmistakable passion infused into just every moment of Over the Garden Wall. Not only Patrick McHale, but the entire cast and crew were clearly very passionate about the art that they were creating. And that passion is reflected in the quality of the work. You can really feel it. And I really think there's something to be found for everyone in Over the Garden Wall. It's dark, if you like that. It's funny, if you like that. It's got a good message, if you like that. And I could go on with other examples. And I understand that it's obviously impossible for media and art to mean something to everyone. But Over the Garden Wall gets kinda close to doing that. It gets kinda close to having something for everyone. Alright, you know what? I don't really know where I'm going with this. This is the part where I would usually try to get to the core of a text by breaking it down and explaining it. I would talk about themes and subtext and character development and subversion of expectation. And hopefully by the end of it, you, the viewer, would have a better understanding of why I love said text. And all of that stuff is super meaningful. It's all definitely worth talking about. But in this specific case, with Over the Garden Wall, I just feel like, it sort of speaks for itself. If you're interested in it for its strengths as art, or if you're interested in it simply for everything you see at face value. In this case, it doesn't really matter. Those are both completely valid reasons for being interested. And if you're interested in it for any reason at all, then you're probably going to end up watching it. And that means I've done what I set out to do. I've shared Over the Garden Wall with a few people over the years, and they've all enjoyed it, and I just want to share it some more. I just think it's the perfect little fairy tale for October. So, I don't know, if you've already seen it, maybe you should watch it again. And if you haven't seen it, well, you should definitely give it a try.
Over the treetops and mountains, over the blackened ravines, then softly it falls by a house near a stream, and over the garden wall.